Howdy, howdy, everybody. Oh, that don't start that again. Howdy, howdy, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I just need to post this right quick, and we will get started. Today, we're going to be working on the party members, the first party members in the game. So, let me be just there. So, howdy, howdy, everyone. Sorry about that start. Yeah, so party members today. So, as you know, recently we did the video on the AI movement. And that gave us, with some party member with party hats, maybe. Now here, I'll get to that in just a second. So yeah, we worked on the AI system. We got enemies moving around. And one of the reasons that I want interesting AI is because this game is going to have a systemic gameplay where it's going to feature party members, summonables, pets, and all that kind of stuff. And so, I can summon a Skelly here. He's going to follow me, and he'll actually fight with me. So if we were to pull up some enemies right quick, so say this Skelly here, as a necromancer, I can summon this Skelly, and he's going to fight with me. And so that's that's sort of one of the reasons I wanted to do systemic, the really interesting AI stuff, is so that we can get this really cool behavior, to where we can have this kind of thing. Not just this, but like in the world, like, because some may know, the necromancer he's got a skeleton army or skelly army, and they're an invading force, and so you'll stumble across them in battle with different things. So that's the idea what we're doing here. So today we're going to be working on party members. I have two in mind. As you've seen one in the thumbnail, I want to start with him second because I want to do the first one first, but we'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, good stuff. The necromancer could be able to mirror the enemy skeletons. You mean like flip them? Possibly. I think we'll have to see about that one. I don't want to discourage the necromancer gameplay. So yes, we're gonna be working on that. Party members and that kind of thing. And I've been tweaking this AI stuff, getting the enemies to fight each other, getting them to follow, which was an interesting thing. Because right now, maybe you'll be able to have like multiple pets, and getting them to sort of follow you around has been an interesting battle, because there's still some kinks I'm working on. As you can see, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. It's a lot smoother than it was. So I'm really happy with that one. Can necromancer be able to raise the dead enemies? Maybe. I have some ideas for that one. If you're fighting sprouts, you summon sprouts. No, sprouts are not undead. Welcome to the stream, Benja. By any kind of programming. Well, thank you. Okay, so Yeah, now his pet taming mechanic is something that I've been working on just recently. I just spent like a day on it. But the idea being that you'll encounter this like a wild fox or whatever, and you can sneak up on it, and then maybe throw it some cheese, and it'll start eating the cheese. And then as it does that, it'll start to pacify, and you can come up and pet it, and then that'll tame the fox. So that's the idea for the pet taming mechanic. That's still a work in progress, so ignore that. In fact, we're going to get rid of the fox just so he's not distracting. They become undead if they die and resurrect them. The sprouts probably not. Well, there are some enemies that we have that plan for. Like if I open up this guy right here. This is the entire reason we drew this is because you have this big ogre brute guy that you might encounter in the world, and then the necromancer has his version of it, which is like a commander boss type character. How am I doing today? I am doing fantastic today. I'm doing just amazing. No, don't kill the fox. You don't kill the fox. No, you pet the fox. That said, I think I might be able to hit the fox because I've been tweaking a lot with damaging stuff and like who can damage what and who could target what, and that's what the next video is going to be about. Is the AIs being able to target themselves, each other, the faction system. There's a built-in faction system that handles all that. That's what the next video is going to be about. As soon as I can, I'm working on the script on it currently, but the Discord is sort of blown up, so it's very distracting, and I'm not getting a lot done as far as the channel goes. But we'll get there eventually. So, can the fox die? I hope the fox can't die. Probably not. Fox don't die. Like if you get a pet, now we'll address that if that's what you're referring to. If you get a pet, I'm thinking it doesn't die. Like it'll just get knocked out. You can only have one pet with you at a time. And like if it'll get knocked out, maybe some stars above its head or something out until the end of the battle, at which point it comes back. The pet is probably not going to have a lot of combat functionality. It's probably going to be more of a utility thing. Like for example, it could have combat utility purposes though. Like the fox, I'm thinking maybe it pins down enemies. The truffles, maybe he finds things in mud puddles. There's a chest mimic that can act as portable storage, all that fun stuff. So the idea is that pets will have a more utility purpose. It would be heartbreaking if there was an enemy that mind controlled your pet against you. If you watched a few streams ago, that might not be too far from home. Let's just say there's a certain emote on our Discord right now that might be a thing. We'll see. We'll have to say that. I mean, if maybe not your pet, but other animals for sure. Can you make the character customization? That's what we did in the last stream. Either that or the stream before. We did character customizations. And so today, we're going to work on party members. But yes, we've already been planning that. I wasn't sure. At first, I was just going to have a single type of character. Well, two. I was going to have two types of characters that you picked from. But I think with the attention that this project is getting right now, I think it'll do it well enough to warrant multiplayer and customization and all that fun stuff. So that was the sort of thing I was waiting on to see if the project would get traction, and it seems like it has. So, wait. Let me switch this right quick. I have a mode here for taking screenshots so we can start to get work drawing and all that fun stuff, which it likes to not play nicely. And we will get started in just 1 second. You could always add on some sort of wind and animations to trees and grass, maybe. I'm not doing any polish at the moment. I'm in a vertical slice phase at the moment where I'm adding in features that I want for the demo. So there's no polish. Like there's no idle animation. There's no, like the only animation is the flowers, and that's perfectly intentional. Like I've not added any polish whatsoever. That's really like other than like the sword swinging. The wand I'm still working out. Somebody had suggested like a Harry Potter style wand to where like you get like a little ray that goes from one target to the next. We'll have to see about that one because the wand is meant to be really, really, really weak. It's meant to just build up your adrenaline. Like the sole purpose of that wand is generating mana, but adrenaline. What is the platform you're working on? Windows. Will the live stream VODs be available for rewatching on YouTube? Yes. More. I think there's information in the description. But I put these in a playlist at the towards the bottom of my channel. Not the very bottom, but if you go to the front page and go towards the bottom of the channel, you'll see that I have a playlist for all the live streams for that we've done here. Apparently I'm not getting that, so we'll use this one then. And we'll get started here. And I think we have to sort of scale this down though. So yes, today we're going to be working on the player character, the party members. They're going to now. This is one of the motivations for this game. I don't think people have caught this, but this is a game that I've sort of designed when I was 12. I've sort of tweaked it a lot since then. But I've been like, when I say dream game, I mean childhood dream game. I wanted to make this when I was 12, and so one of my favorite games at that time, the genre of games, were role-playing games. Your Final Fantasy was a big one for me. Star Ocean was a big one for me. Those were the really big ones. But, you know, you get that idea. Like that kind of style of game. But I didn't like the combat. I wanted the more action-y combat with the role-playing feeling. I didn't like the pure action. And usually action games miss out on the role-playing that I like. So what we're doing is we're combining role-playing, like the traditional JRPG, with a more action-style game. And so I want party members to work into that. Party members that you'll interact with. They have their own stories. They, you cutscenes and all that fun stuff. So that's what we're working on today. Which, if I remember correctly, I think it's 33. Good enough. All right. So the first one is a very cliche one, but it's a little dear to my heart. It's the best friend. Stardew Valley, but combat instead of farming. Sort of, you could say that. Don't really. You could sort of say that, only in the sense that Stardew Valley has interesting characters. I would say that, like the character building and everything in that bit. Other than that, everything else is very much different in my opinion. And to plug this up right quick, I actually made a post recently this morning. It was sort of like if Stardew Valley and The Sims and the Azure Dreams met New Vegas in Skyrim's world. It's sort of like you get the idea of what I'm after there. I said it jokingly, but like that sort of puts you in the mindset of what I'm after. Do you plan on releasing on mobile? No. Do you have any other games? Other than jam games, no. This is my first major project. Okay, so the best friend. Are you reading? I'm reading the chat. Now, keep in mind, chat goes really fast. Skyrim style quests, that's the idea, JD. Like you'll explore the world, find these little areas that you can explore with side quests that go into them. So this is a very cliche character that we're about to do, which is the best friend, the childhood best friend to the main character. Now, with these characters, they're going to have important stories, in my opinion. Like they're the ones that you're going to interact with most, even more so than the NPCs that we already have. So I'm probably going to be a little secretive with their story stuff because I want to keep it, for y'all to discover. So I probably won't answer everything about it. Name of the game: Zoe and the Cursed Dreamer. You should make a magical scarecrow party member. Maybe. So yeah, best friend. She's very much inspired by, I think it's Rena from Star Ocean, because that was one of my favorite games as a child. But Rena's very childish. This is more of an adult game. It's got cute graphics, but it's more of targeted towards like an older. So we're not going too cute and childlike with it. So we'll have to take that into like these characters are they're above 18 and all that fun stuff. So that's the style. We want to sort of that classic character, very friendly, that kind of thing. Found out about the channel yesterday. Very helpful for you. Thank you. Not an adult game. It's just not a child game. That's something I want to get. Just like it's not an adult game. It's not. I wouldn't say it's child friendly. I wouldn't say it's not. It's just that was something that came up recently. Somebody said child friendly. Like I wouldn't necessarily like. We could go different ways with this. It's just I like the cute aesthetic that this game has. Can't I get a Yankee? What do you want a Yankee for? More mature without explicit content or settings. Yes, there you go. Mature would like. Well, I guess you wouldn't even say that. But just it's meant for an older audience. Like as we go beginner friendly, I would say it's in my opinion, one of the more beginner-friendly engines. Load, not palette. We're going to get our default palette going in here. So yes, and now since she's a party member, she's also going to have floaty hands, probably. She's also, another thing, she's more of a cleric type character. She heals, that kind of thing. First time here, hi, welcome to the stream. Did you play Rune Factory games? I have never played Rune Factory. I've heard of it, but I don't know a lot about it. The only thing I know about it is sort of like Harvest Moon, except for pet taming, I think. Is that correct? But that's the only thing I know about it. Is it available on Steam? It is not available anywhere right now. We're doing the demo right now. The demo will be on itch in around March, towards the end of March. More complex themes and explicitly child-friendly game. Yes. I'm wanting to streamline gameplay, but it is like it'll have some complex mechanics. Like, for example, I was talking about this in the Discord recently, just right before joining here. Like a summoner class that, you could go like a whole full-fledged thing with that. A necromancer, an entire necromancer class that will have, it's not like a very simple game. But it's also, I'm trying to streamline it at the same time, so it's not overly complicated, that anybody can pick it up and enjoy. But it will have depth to it, hopefully. Can't stay for long, but decided to hop on for a while. Welcome to the stream, hero. You want Lydia from Skyrim as a partner? I hate that line she does. Absolutely, and you know what line I'm talking about. I used to get a mod that would remove that one specific line. Yeah, that one, that's the one. That's it. So yeah. This character, it's going to be very much, new layer. It's going to be very much like the player, style-wise. Yeah, that line. I hate that line. Oh. So yeah, very much in the style of the player. She's going to, let's see. I don't know much, I've mentioned this before, like, I have these concepts from when I designed the game a long time ago. But they're very much subject to change from them. So we could, I don't have everything set in stone. So I don't know how tall she is. I don't know her personality. I just know a few basic things about her. She is sort of friendly though. Like I always imagined she was friendly. Will there be romance? Probably, more than likely. That's been asked a lot lately. Including today already in the stream. The idea, something else I want to get across too, because there seemed to be confusion about this, is like the story of this game. I like the story. It's a great story, in my opinion. I think it's a story that other people will like, but the story is not the main feature of this game. The story is there because I'm making an RPG, and I think an RPG needs to have one. The main thing about me in this game is the world and the characters in it, and this is the main thing. Can't wait to romance Teddy. I mean, we'll have to see. The main thing is the characters and the world that they inhabit, and I want you to feel like you're a part of this world. And so that is very much on the table, that kind of thing. Is there going to be any character customization besides equipment and skills? So don't know to what ends you mean. I don't want to get too complex with it, but I'm thinking like hair. Are you talking about hair and stuff? Yeah, we drew some yesterday. Let me pull this up. Because people would probably like to see it. Player customization here. We drew a few of these. This one's a joke. Forget about it. But this one's a joke as well. But you get the idea. There will be some customization type things that you'll be able to change your hat or put on a monocle or change your facial hair or that kind of thing. Maybe it'll change. We'll see. Teddy is happily married man. I am weary of letting you break up Teddy's marriage. I will say that it's not completely off the table, but also I really like that Teddy's probably not a thing. The wizard hat is great. Well, thank you. It's not the final color, by the way. Let me also get that out of the way for those that watch these streams all the way through. Anytime you see this specific color right here, know that it's subject to change. That is my silhouetting color. In fact, I need to be using it here. That is my silhouetting color that I use to get shapes and stuff. And I was starting to get off of that with that one as well. So we're going to get this character shaped out. I'm thinking a shortish character, maybe about the height of the player. Maybe. 222 people. Welcome to the stream, all you 222 people. All that nice sprite. Can't draw. I can draw single blobs at least. Yeah. What's Godot like for asset store? I never use it, so I can't tell you. What about a fisherman party member who can rope in? Oh, that's funny. I like that. I have here on my Trello board, stream notes, by the way. So anybody comes up with anything interesting, I will be on the ready to add that here. In fact, I'm going to screen cap that so that you will be immortalized. Let me get a rectangular one. And boom. There. Okay. And the flavor of the mustache looks like young Mario. Are you talking about the Mojo? This one or like this one? I don't know. That one's Rodney. That one's Rodney. I don't know what's up with that one. That one was a joke from Mumbo Jumbo. Yes. Yeah, and that's the Necromancer, by the way, for those new. We've been working on him as well. I still need to get his animations very soon because you're probably going to see him in the demo. Let's see. What a way to become a vampire or a character who has the vampire and shunned by the community. I've been considering that kind of thing as well. The gameplay is very like Morrowind was very very close to what my dream game was when I was a kid. Like when I first found out about Morrowind, I was like, holy crap, this is it. This is my dream game. Except it's not in 2D. So we'll be pulling a lot of inspiration from that. I don't want to steal from it, of course. I want this to be my own game, and there's going to be a lot of differences to it. But yeah, that was the it. So, but very much not an Elder Scrolls game, but there will probably be a lot of inspiration from it, like vampires and that kind of thing. I thought that was always a really cool thing. I was like, you could be a vampire in Morrowind. I think of Morrowind, right? Something like that. So yes. Now, let's see. This is going to be a cleric-style character. How do we want to convey that? How do we want to, in her art, get across that she's a healer type character? What is the lore behind clerics in the game? I don't have any lore behind clerics yet. A cloak? Yes, maybe a cloak. Maybe a cloak. A healing halo? I think a healing halo would be 2 on the nose. A cross. Cross. It would be good shorthand. Hey, $20. Thank you, Dereku. Always look forward to the art stream, man. I was wondering if you're going to do a Kickstarter or something at some point. And if so, what would we expect to get with the higher tiers? Yes, I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter in hand with the demo in March. They're going to be hand in hand, launched together. The idea is being that they'll promote each other. So, yeah, so expect that. As for higher tiers, I have not looked into that. The month before Kickstarter, I will start planning all that out, because right now I'm just doing the gameplay right now. If you're interested, Dereku, and you want to give some suggestions, let me know on Discord, and I would very much appreciate to talk to you and see what, like anybody else that has ideas for what would be good for that kind of thing. I would very much love to hear it, and we can work out something. Maybe a color palette of white and green to show off the purity. Green, maybe. Let's go ahead and look at that color palette. That's actually a really good idea. White and green. Now, as I was saying before about the cross seems too on to Earth, like out of that world and into this world, religion-wise. Like, she might be a religious character, and it would be good shorthand, but I think it would be too out of that world. Pope Hat, no. Can you make a religious character party member? Get attacked with a fish. I don't know. We'll see. It would be cool if you made a female version of the main character, and when the game starts, you pick male or female. The way, like I said, there's going to be character customization, and there will probably be like a preset kind of thing like that. But I'm thinking we're going to do away with gender because we don't need it, in my opinion. Because I'm not going to have 2 different character bases. I'm just going to have one character base, and you sort of style it up however you want. Let's see. In fact, I have a. Now, this is a goofy looking haircut. But here, as you can see, that sort of that idea. Like, there's no point in doing all that if you can just spec it up however you want to. And I don't think I ever need to address the player by their gender. So we're just gonna, I'll just say we do without it. The good thing about doing simple pixel art is you don't need it. What about pronouns? I don't think we need them. I don't think, I mean, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I don't think it will be necessary. And we'll come to that bridge if we cross it, and I'm not saying they're completely ruled out, but I don't feel like it's a thing we have to have. I shouldn't have done that, but I will. So yes, I'm thinking cloak. Let me pull up Pinterest right quick and get some ideas. Oh, oops. Quick, put that away. There we go. Yay for no gender. I don't see the need for it. Is the girl healer pretty played out? Yes, and that's exactly what I said when we started out. This is very much a cliche character, and we can find ways to make her not cliche, but yes, very much cliche character. And the most cliche thing that we've done, and she, like I said, she's inspired by that kind of character. And I don't know, I always found that nice in games, which is why I included it as when I designed this when I was about 12 years old or so. So, cleric. Now, this is a cute style cleric, not really much the D&D style. But we'll see. Light blues and whites. I'm seeing one here. Let me show y'all this one. Oops. Seeing this one here, which looks interesting. Maybe something like that. But I like green. I like green. I think we'll play with it here in a second. But right now, I'm not concerned about colors. I'm concerned about shapes and stuff. Like, what do we give her? I like this, too, as well. Let me show you all this. This is interesting. Not the staff, but maybe the book. What type of attacks should she do? How about making a scholar that acts like a healer plus tutorial girl? Now, this tutorial girl has a story function, so it's going to be hard to take her out. She has an important story function, and so I don't want to replace her with something else. And I could. It would require me to rework the story. 2 months of development left to go, and I'm not comfortable with doing that. If you are going for a friendly and healing character, I would suggest something with stuff around round shapes. Also, Darkest Dungeon has some great ideas. I didn't play that long enough to get any ideas from that. She should deal direct damage to your credit score. No. Protection, minor heal, and holy light. Yes, but what would she attack with? And this will be interesting because she could fight the undead better. So she'd be a good way to fight the undead. You should wear wigs now. I'm good. I'm happy with being bald. Have a look at Goblin Slayer's Lyric. I never played it. We're going to get started though. Maybe she'll do like a smite thing. It's okay. So if she does a smite thing, she probably doesn't need a weapon. Do we not give her arms? I mean, do we give her regular arms? I'm thinking, just do it. Google. Okay, I'll do that right quick. Do want to get started soon though. Goblin Slayer Cleric. There we go. Seeing lots of different types of images. There was one that was very cute and JRPG looking. Is that what you mean? She should be very nice looking. I don't think it's like, I don't know. I don't think, the way I imagined her, she's just a very girl next door. So I'm not concerned about her looks. More of her character and personality that I'm concerned with. She should have a staff. Maybe a staff. Yeah, I think we'll probably give her some kind of staff. I'm thinking her main thing is going to be like a smite spell with some healing for the player. And she doesn't have to adhere to the adrenaline system that the player does. The adrenaline system is to keep the player engaged in combat. We don't have to do that for NPCs. Will you be able to switch your direct control to the party members, or will they auto fight? I'm thinking auto fight for the simple fact that it will give us more options for the characters. Like, because as you can see, we're talking about giving her a smite with healing and stuff like that. And the player, they can swing their sword around and do all that kind of stuff. And it would be very different controls if we did it that way. If we allowed the player to take control of the players. Originally, when I did this, that was the idea, was to let you take control. But I don't think that will be possible. And not ruled out, but I don't think it will be possible. So, I'm thinking just like a shoulder cape, maybe. With her arms being there. Maybe you could give her an Omni Knight in Dota. Added damage in an area around the healed target. Interesting. Also, healing could hurt the undead. That's another thing we can play with, I think. I don't know if that's a trope. I think Final Fantasy did it. So we'll have to see about that. Give her a gun. Guns don't exist in this world. Probably. It's been considered, but I'm going low technical with it. Like, bow is probably the most technical thing. Holy slingshot. Give her a sling? Maybe. That was a very D&D thing, though. I've never, other than like the video games, I've never played D&D. Oof, that's terrible. It looked alright until I did all that stuff. But revival items in Final Fantasy instantly kill undead, even some bosses. That's just pretty powerful. Now that you mentioned that, I think I remember that. Give her the Infinity Glove. With this cape, though, if I keep making this little tiny shoulder cape any bigger, she is going to be pretty brutish. By the way, for those that are new to the streams, what I'm doing is I'm working out a silhouette. Because, in my opinion, if you can get a good silhouette going before you start actually drawing the character, then you'll usually end up with a more interesting character that's not so stiff and flat. So I usually recommend starting with the silhouette. And this is what the character will look like to anybody seeing it at a glance, like really quickly. This is what the character is going to look like to them before they start focusing in on the details. So if you can get a good silhouette, a good recognizable silhouette, then you can get that instant recognition. Everybody likes the stream immediately. Well, that would be very kind of you, but so let's see. I don't know how this is gonna go. I also don't want to spend too much time on this because I teased the Mad Catter in the video, so I need to keep track of time so we don't get too far. We're only a half an hour in. We're good. We are good. Because the Mad Catter, he's an interesting one. I don't know if he'll be in the demo, maybe. But I do want to get him out because I like him. No staff but glowing hands or something emitted from hands. Maybe. I like that. Maybe she does some kind of like bow. I like that. Reminds me of Starlight from the Boys. Could lean into that. Wow, this cape is not coming. I'll tell you what. I think I'm giving up on this cape for now. This cape is just not doing it. Okay. What about hair? What kind of hair do we want to give her? Silhouette's gonna be tough. This is gonna be a tough silhouette because there's so many things that make it difficult. But that's sort of the point of silhouetting. If you can get past that and get something good, then, but it's just getting past that. That's the tricky part. Well, I'm thinking long hair. Like I said, she is a very cliche, and I think we can embrace the cliche because I think her story is interesting enough that we can embrace it. Who's that Pokemon? Pretty much. That's what we're playing is Who's That Pokemon. First stream was about to start working on my own game, so I'm glad I called you. Is that your little bear? That really helped me understand to get into it. That is the little bear, and somebody forgot to switch out his sprite, so it's a very Christmassy bear. By the way, just so we have something to look at, because this is probably getting boring for some people, I'm going to throw in some. We should throw in some references. So we'll throw in the. Let's do some references right quick, because it's good to have references in your background as well. So maybe we'll get these here. Oh, and for anybody new, this is also some other characters we've been working on. So we have the Necromancer here with Teddy that most of y'all probably recognize. He's actually in the devlogs. Most of these characters have not been in the devlogs yet, but they're characters that we've worked on in the stream. This here is the Cheese Baron. He is going to... His initial purpose was to introduce the cheese mechanic when we was using it as potions, but it looks like we might be shifting towards using it as a pet taming item. And this here is the town guard that keeps everyone safe. Here. And also I put all that in the battle layer. Let me just, oops. Wait, what was that? Okay. Let me just select everything and select that, and we'll do a new layer. There we go. Okay, so yeah, Necromancer. That's the big attack of there because another $20. Thank you, bud. Here's an extra bit of cash, bro. Extra long stream today if you got the time. I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, we'll do an extra long stream today. Not too long because I usually have to take a restroom break. Well, we can do that as well though. But I have a dog. I have to let out. I have to take him out every few hours. So can't do it for too long, but we can do an extra long just for you, bud. I appreciate you. Got some time to kill and great to watch your work. That's very kind of you. Are you going to sneak the bear into it as an Easter egg? We have talked about having the bear be a pet. Sounds to me like the Cheese Baron is secretly the main figure. That's what people kept joking about, actually. We'll see. There were some really funny jokes about that in the stream where we designed them. Like now these are all jokes, by the way. A lot of, like, somebody had mentioned at the start of the stream, but the bit I put at the top right corner about how these streams are not technically canon. These are designing processes that we all do together to to figure out just what we want to add in the game. So nothing in here is guaranteed to be canon, but some funny jokes were going around about how the Necromancer is lactose intolerant, and then you never see the Cheese Baron eating cheese. He just sells it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, that's we'll have to see what we can do with that. I don't want to get too bad. Like another thing, we joke about cheese a lot on these streams and on the Discord server. And cheese is it's fun. It's not going to be a big thing in the game though. Like I don't want to be too cheesy with it. But it is fun to joke around here. So anytime we talk about cheese in a fun way, it's also not canon. I love the hidden boss interactions. Thank you. Monsieur Fromage. There was one. We were going to call him the Grand Fromage or something like that. It's pretty funny. And on the Discord, I've got the Big Cheese as my Discord role. So we make a lot of cheese jokes, but they're not going to be as prevalent in the game. It's just a fun little thing that we do here in our own little community here. Which is funny because like the streams, we have our community here, and then we also have it on the Discord. So it's fun to interact with both styles of community. So yes, back to this. That hair. What kind of... I do want to do some long hair. I don't know what type of long hair though. Let me pull up Reina. This is very much who she is inspired by. But like I said, Reina's more childish because I was, it's more closer to my age at the time. And this one is a lot more grown up. She's like an adult version of Reina. Reina's got short hair, short blue hair. We're not going to go with short blue hair though. In fact, most people are probably going to have brown hair because that's sort of more to me. Like I'm not into anime or anything like that. But here is an image of Reyna, who this character is sort of inspired by, like, personality-wise and that kind of thing. We're going to go really far from it, because, I mean, I haven't played Star Ocean since I was a kid, so we're not going, you know, but sort of the very, very early inspirations for this character is that character there. It doesn't get any better than that. If you make the Cheese Man like the G-Man, you could sell him the Brie Man. Oh, I would, but no, no. Oh, y'all are really good with the cheese puns, by the way. I do appreciate them. Blonde ponytail? We can do that. Let's go. I do think long standard hair. No, I do think long standard hair would be maybe a little boring. So let's try that. Or maybe ponytail, because I do like ponytails too. I think ponytails are nice. I don't. Oof, no. Please, chat. Just shut up about the free. Sorry, it does get a little overwhelming sometimes. Oh yeah. If we could chill out about the cheese a little bit and talk about something a little more relevant, that would be appreciative. Let's see. I like the idea of red hair. Probably snake. Probably red hair. Definitely need a neck beard option. Red hair is more than likely, though, because I like red hair. Let's see. And this character is sort of inspired by, like, sort of the childhood sweetheart kind of thing. And I've always liked red hair. Your pixel art is beautiful. Well, thank you. And so we're leaning into that. That's more interesting. A little bit of a swoosh to it. Okay. What do y'all think of that? I think the foot might be a little out there. And this is meant to be the hair, but it's also going to be where the hand is. We can probably bring it down a little bit more. Yeah, we have to chill out on the feet a little bit. I have to remember to do that. I have a tendency to go, like, give people big boots. And it doesn't work so well on female characters. Red hair for the win. She's probably going to have red hair, more than likely. I'd almost guarantee it. May I ask how many layers you generally end up with a standard character model? Just one. Just one. Sometimes I might do another one. Like if I'm thinking I'm going to add something and I think it could ruin it if I don't like it, then I'll add in another layer and then I'll merge it down. But I have very much a painterly background. I did a little bit of digital painting. G doesn't like layers. I'm not too keen on layers. I find it's too cumbersome to work with. I'd rather just get to drawing. But like I said, I have more of a painterly background. And when you're doing digital painting, it's a lot quicker to not use layers, in my opinion. Especially because you have to modify things a lot. And going down and switching all your layers is very, very tedious. So let's get started. I think that silhouette's pretty good. I still want to try to fit in a cape. Like just a little teeny, oops, not that one. A teeny tiny little shoulder cape. Nothing too grandiose. Nothing too heroic looking. Maybe bring that up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we'll work without it at first and then move up to it. Let's get back to where it was. Okay. Let's see. What tablet do you use? I want to buy one for a friend of the family. There's information about that in the description. I have a whole FAQ that could, if y'all want to browse that kind of thing. The character looks like he stole Mario's clothes. Maybe it'll be a customizable customizable character though, so you can do it however you want. Her cape makes her look like Beatrice from Final Fantasy IX. I think I was just joking recently. I've never even heard of Final Fantasy IX, so I don't know what you're talking about. I think that's the one. So, I have a rogue character design with daggers. Daggers will probably be a thing. I like big boots and I cannot lie. I do tend to add them. I will not lie. So let's get started. So we have the character here. Yeah. What kind of clothes do we want to give her? I think we've talked about some kind of green. We want it to stand out from the grass. Let me pull up my color, by the way. Maybe a single shoulder. Oh, maybe. Go back to here. I think that might seem a little too heroic. That kind of looks like a Among Us character. Maybe. Oh, we'll see. We'll see when we get there. I don't like skipping on the silhouette, but I find it's difficult to get that cape going right now. Coats are too dangerous. HSV gang. No, HSL's where it's at, man. Waist capes can look nice, maybe. No cape. I like cape. Okay, so we need designer clothing. Let me look up some things. Darian, same thought. What does he say? Maybe a dark green tunic. Maybe. Check out the Elf Girl from Aragon series. Let me check it out. I'm going to be looking at some references. Aragon. That sounds familiar. Is that the dragon thing? I have not seen a skirt. Well, why would you want to see a skirt? A brigandine would be great. Aria. What's Aria? Light blue. Blue would be interesting because it's a very healing color, but the player has blue. And well, it could also tie them together. Would be more of a light cyan, maybe? A little more desaturated. Not so much cyan. Something like that, like a baby blue. I like green, but I also like the healing nature. Like she's a very healy type character. I think, I don't know. Makes her seem really passive, like too passive. What about... I usually don't go this early on color design, but I think it's going to be such a big part of her character that I want to go ahead and get it out of the way. Arya is the character from Aragon. Got you. Yellow and white? Maybe. I'm leaning more towards... Well, I'm trying more towards like a greenish yellow. But I don't think that's it. Let me get some shapes going and then we'll worry about the color. Just sort of like how it's going to wear. Let's grab this here. Should have a little buckle. I don't want it to go too low. And I don't want her to have broad shoulders. Very tricky getting pixel art to play nicely. What character are you going to make next? Next is going to be the Mad Catter. We'll talk about him as we get there. And now it's going to be tricky for me to talk about these characters because, like I said, I want to keep them mysterious. I don't want to reveal too much about them because I want you to find out about them in the game. So it's tricky for me to sort of talk about them. But we'll figure it out. I don't like how that looks. What if I do this? Make her float. We're going to have too many floaty characters. In fact, Mad Catter might float because he is meant to be perceived as a powerful thing. Mad Cat is, by the way, Mad Cat is a mage when we get there. So, give her a shield. I don't think so. I think giving her a shield would make her look too more warrior-like. She's not meant to be perceived as, like, physically powerful. She's more of a... I don't know how to put it. Vine Arden was a... who is this, by the way? This is the player's main, like, best friend, childhood best friend, and that has she has a role in the story that I don't want to talk to about. That's why he's mad. Well, hold on, what? This is not a friend. This should be the alliance with the scrolls. You know her. Yes, you know her, Ivan. You know who this is. Ivan is in the story club, so he knows who this is. Maybe he can help me out with her. Celeste aesthetic. I seen that when I started getting the hair in. I think we want to stray a little bit away from that. It's going to be difficult though, especially when we give her red hair, which we should go ahead and do because she is going to have red hair as well. Totally unrelated. I like Celeste, but I haven't played much of it. I've only played the first area. So it's totally unrelated, not inspired by her. What kind of red hair do we want? More of an auburn, probably. The game looks really good. I love the style. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. Let me look up Auburn. Okay. Let me open this up. Grab a little snippet here for us to look at. And we'll do some color setting. This is what I do, by the way. A lot of people ask me how I do my colors and stuff. Not there. A lot of people ask me how I do my colors. And one thing I'll do is I'll go and I'll find something that I like. I like how this looks. And I'll go and just find information about it. Like, what's the hue using? What's the saturation like? Like, if I flick through here and I find one that I like, what about it do I like about it? Now let's go toward the lighter color. And look at how the shadows and the brightnesses and all that other stuff is interacting. Now, careful when you're doing something like this because this is realistic. This is, it's not cartoony. So you have to keep that in mind. I have more experience with cartooning, so I know how to translate this a bit. But if you're studying colors, study from other games. Like you can probably see it in a lot of stuff. I studied a bit of Legend of Zelda, which is intentional because I do like their colors, and I wanted something sort of like that. So you probably see that in my games as well. So that's a bit orange. I want something a bit more brownish. I think that's good. So we'll look here. It's sort of midways between orange here and red. Saturation is pretty high. Not high. Well, I mean, it's a little above mid. Okay. Now let's look at a brighter color. Saturation drops, the brightness goes up, and you seem to be about the same as that last one. Somewhat. A little more towards yellow. All right. Then I'll just get a random color so that I'm not taking from something else. So let's see. It's about midway through. We want to go above that a little bit. Probably drop it a little bit because I do tend to go a little more desaturated. Then I tend to stay towards the middle summers. Let's push it more towards red. Let's try that. It's orange. Way too orange. Maybe. The colors you choose remind me of Minish Cap. Looks nice. Well, thank you. Minish Cap's also a really pretty game. I used some of it for inspiration as well, like art-wise. Why do you stream on YouTube and not Twitch? I tried Twitch. When I first started, I wasn't too keen on it. I prefer doing it here, and this plus is less work that I have to do. Is her personality down? No, her person. Oh, like, oh, you mean like set in stone? No, her personality. We don't have a personality set at all, really. Well, kind of. She, you know, nothing that really stands out as being unique yet. I do want her to be a unique and interesting character, but I haven't really decided how I want to go about it. So. Are you ever afraid that your scope of the game is too high and would take forever to finish? And how do you deal with that? I am not. I realize that my scope is really high, but I am confident that I am able to do it because, like, I've already got a lot of the features in that I want. I've got the vertical slice is just about done. It'll just be adding content. But I have been developing for about 12 years now, so I have a lot of experience, and I'm fine with what I do. Like, I'm very comfortable doing the complex stuff that is needed to make this particular game. So I don't know how I would answer that for someone else. Like, I would not recommend someone else to take on the scope that I have because it's very difficult, like, to keep all that stuff in line. Very difficult to figure stuff out. And this is also a culmination of like, this is not just something I immediately figured out and like I just started developing. Like, I've attempted this game several attempts. Usually what kills it is the art. This is the first game that I've like, you know what? I really like this art style. And that's the reason that I've kept going with it. But like, I've been working on the AI system that you've seen in the last video. That's about a year's work. But last week, the week before that, like I hit like a thing clicked, like a few things clicked together that really made it interesting. And so that's why I made the video on it. Could you do a custom character contest made by the community? Maybe. That would be interesting. Maybe. I will take a note of that because that could be because I do love doing community events, especially on the Discord. So yeah, that's something we could look into. By the way, I just seen this note. By the way, we're going to be doing a game jam on my Discord server starting the 3rd of next week. I'm currently working on a page for it. There's not one yet. I was trying to get it ready before the thing, but I couldn't figure out how to get it going. But the 3rd, next Sunday, we're going to be doing a game jam. So if there's a link in the description to the Discord for those that want to join that. Still up for magic guns? Not likely. Skeleton's also very cute. Well, thank you. I don't like how the face is looking with this hair. The hair looks too poofy. I think we're going to pull this down a bit. Maybe. Oof. I don't like how that is going. And I think we should pull up some more here. She's kind of reminding me of what's that female character of Jon Snow's girlfriend, Ygritte or something like that. The head seems a bit blocky. The head is a bit blocky. I don't like it. What if? Let's get our eyes going. I think that's always a good thing as well, to get the eyes going soon. We also need to have her looking more that way. The eyes sort of, especially when you're doing the 3/4 turns that I do, having the eyes in early really helps get the sense of perspective. Like for all of a sudden I can see that this is sort of off a bit. And maybe I should bring things over somewhat. Adding some choppy bangs might help. Maybe. I don't know how I'd do that in pixel art though. I kind of like that, how that goes. And I'm thinking if we can do a darker color. and sort of sell that there. And have that be its own little thing. I think that could be interesting. Maybe. But now that I've got the perspective going, the body looks weird. So I'm thinking we maybe pull this in a little bit. I think that improved a lot. What do y'all think of that? I think that helped a lot. Looks like a beard? No, I don't think so. Sorry, it was way. Well, what do we make? We're still working on the let's have the what's her face? Let's go with this and get maybe some kind of tunic going. Sideburn? Ah, maybe. I get what you're saying now. It's meant to be like a little thing of hair. Maybe something like that. Looks good. Well, thank you. Make the legs longer? Maybe. She looks really small compared to the others. Yeah, she was pretty small. Might still need to bump her up some more. The player is pretty small compared to the others too, though. She's meant to be relatable to the character, not like relatable like no theories, please. But she's meant to be like the player's alternative, like you're meant to be able to see her instantly and like sort of know what she's about, kind of thing. So I was trying to make it to where she's very similar to the player. That might not have been working though. But the player is very short as well. Now, the Cheese Baron is a really bad reference. The Cheese Baron is supposed to be really tall. He's really bad to have as a reference. Now that I think about it, because he is massive. Like characters are meant to be more like Teddy's height here. So yeah, Teddy is about your average size character. When I first made Teddy, he was actually supposed to be big. But he's kind of, everybody else is sort of grown up tall. So Teddy sort of got left behind. And we might work that into the story. She kind of looks pregnant with a belly bump now. Well, that's meant to be the hand, and it might, shorter is better for her. Tell you what, let me make a copy of her. Because I kind of like the tall. Oh, wow, that's not going to work. Oh, we can just do this. We can do it manually. It's not much. Like I changed the whole lot. We'll make a copy of it. And then we'll lower her down and sort of take a look. Because I kind of like the tall. But the tall does kind of give me babysitter vibes. Short is cute though. Short is cute. And the tall might be too serious. And she is meant to be a sort of like... She's a mature but still cute character. Like very, very playful, but at the same time very mature. Very calm. Head now seems too long. Okay, all right, we can pull that down as well. Boop. I think that looks pretty good. Teddy looks like the walrus from the woodpecker. He does. He does look very walrusy. I've noticed that as well. but he's cute. I love him. All right, let's get going with this again. Also we should probably do this as well. sort of lay that out. And that's meant to be a hand. As well as this. That hand's too low, probably. Okay. I think we go back down with that now. We still have to see what she looks like with the outline too. That is correct. We haven't done the outline, which was we are ready for now. I think I have the silhouette how I want it and the shapes and everything. And so we are ready to do the outline. Oh, that made her look chunky. Okay. Yeah, it does. It really does. She's gotten a little... I almost feel like I'm almost getting like fur coat vibes. Might be the cape. Now she looks like she's scared and keeping her head down. Maybe. She's not meant to be a fragile character. In fact, she's quite strong. Bring her head back up. Okay. What if I just do that? Interesting how that changes that. Makes it a couple pixels there. Changes the shadow line. Makes it look like her head is lowered. 1 pixel increased her stature. 1 pixel, man. 1 pixel can change a world. Alright, let's get this going. Let's grab boot color. What about her pant color? What kind of pants color do we want to give her? Something probably that'll complement these colors. What do we have here? Let's have the greenish. What is the complement to that? The purple? Purple is a magic color. Green's not the complement of purple, is it? Isn't orange purple's complement? No, I don't know. Who is she going to be in the story? Story-wise, I'm keeping it a bit secret. Her skirt blends with the grass. Yeah, we're probably going to change that. That's not really a skirt, it's a little shoulder cape. Purple is royal color too. Well, in here, yeah, I mean, like it'll probably be used as a... I mean, it'll of course be perceived as a royalty color, but as you can see here, it'll be the magic color in game. But magic is maybe like, it's very fancy. Like this is a very primitive world. So magic might be seen as like noble, maybe. Complements are red, green, purple, yellow. That's right, purple, yellow. Okay. So green would be to red. Okay. And blue and orange. Because I was just thinking about the orange with these blue, actually. Let's try a bit of that. I was trying to eyeball it. That's why I was so far off. Actually, I think, isn't there a color wheel? Doesn't Ace Sprite have a color wheel? There we go. So there you go. I don't know. Noof. I hate that one. There. White and gold would look awesome. I think that's what we'll go with. Do we have? What is this gold? I think that's a different one. We'll try this one. Maybe. I think we'll outline this maybe. And we'll maybe give her like the coat white. Maybe. And then give her a different color here for her shirt. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think that's gonna work. What time are we at? Okay. Are you planning to release the game to platforms other than PC? We will have to see about that. I'm designing it so that it can be played on a controller, but there's a whole lot of problems with porting from what I've heard. So it's a concern. So I don't know just yet exactly how we're going to do that. Oh, that looks terrible. Let me grab this. Sort of get this going a bit. Later, Ivan. Take it easy, bud. Character looks really good. It's getting there. I'm happy with. I'm really pretty happy with the hair actually. It's about how I would have wanted it. Welcome back, Emerduck. I heard Godot is not very good at porting. Yeah, I don't know how good it is, but it's not like Unity where like I think Unity comes with that ability to port, right? Whereas Godot, I think you have to reach out to third parties to port. And so that's tricky. And I think the reason that is because Godot is open source and like Unity can close up the whole porting thing inside of Godot's source. Well, not Godot, but they're inside of their engine. If I'm not mistaken. I'm sort of talking out my rear there, but I think that's what I've heard. Might have to do something with this hair. It might be a little too poofy in the back. Her hair definitely makes her quite quickly recognizable. Good. That is good. Because she is an important character. She's like the secondary main character in the story-wise. I hate how that looks though. That is going to be tricky. A tiara or a headband? No, I don't think so. I think the top of the head is fine. I'm pretty happy with it. This might need a little something to break it up a bit. Like that maybe. Because it's a little too much, but I like that. Now I'm working on this and I don't know what to do with this. It's something. I think it's too much of her. What do you think? What do you mean? Like you have, yeah. Well, the colors are not settled. I'm shaping right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out. The colors are not the colors that we're going to use. What if, I think we've got the arms too far back is one thing. Bring our arms a bit forward. And that is actually too high up now that I think about it. Bring that there. And that is going to be hard to see actually. So I'm going to go ahead and change that one now. Just to some temporary color. It's hard to separate these value-wise. I'm going to go ahead and put this color here because this is definitely not going to be the final color for that. It's so hard to see though. What if we trim that down a bit? Needs a long sleeve shirt with a t-shirt of it. No. Let's see. She looks like a tank with her body type. Yeah, I'm wanting to sort of trim that back as well. She's not meant to be a tank. It's not the body type that I'm trying to get across there, which is doing that. Although kind of, because this armor is really far back. It's more of the cape I was trying to get in there, but I don't think it's coming across how I wanted it to at all. What if we do that? Because she is a bit broader in the shoulders than I want. It could be interesting to get the little cape flowing as she moves around. That'd be fun. I've just found your channel yesterday. I'm a Unity developer myself, and I've always dreamed of creating a similar game. Your videos motivating to me to return to that dream. I'm glad to hear it. I like hearing that the devlogs, are motivating to people. Like, it's very, very heartwarming to hear that. So I'm glad that it motivates you, man, or bud. Yeah, I love to hear that. The devlogs are amazing. Well, thank you. He said probably no early in the stream. What are we saying? Maybe something filler to get a look at that. Are you going to be able to play as her? Not likely. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. It would be difficult to play as her because or any of the other characters, because they're going to have their own unique ways of doing combat. Like, they're not going to have the player's weapons, and so you'd have to have like you'd have to learn a whole different control scheme for them. And so I would think that would be very difficult to pull across the design-wise. I think this body needs something. Needs some tweaking. Let's cut away and reef shape. This kind of reminded me of Homer Simpson, which was not a good thing. I don't want her. Actually, we might even have to bring this down a little bit. Dare you add a... Her skin is turning yellow. Her skin is the same. Oh, it might be the color you're talking about. Yeah, maybe. Well, like I said, the colors are not final. The colors are placeholders. I haven't decided what colors I want to use for her yet. Not even the color scheme I want to use. Maybe the pants feel a bit too high and straight when they are aligned with the pants. That was the issue, yes. Everything was too straight and stiff. So I'm trying to cut that back now. Oops. That's not too bad, I don't think. And then I think if we add some shade here, that'll help smooth that out a bit. And then if we were to grab this, I need to add more colors to my palette for things like this, for just figuring out shapes and stuff that work better together. I haven't added any new colors to my palette in quite a while, to be honest. Let's get the outline of the boot going, and then we'll start looking at stuff like that. I think she's... It's weird because she's leaning too far, like she's set too far back. But if I... Oops. Ah, that might have done it. Maybe. Looks a little more... What if we bring everything? No. Oops. But getting placement for this kind of stuff is tricky. But once you get it, like, it always happens with these streams. Like, I'll sit there and faff about with, like, trying to get the position just right. And then once I hit something, I'll be like, there you go. And it comes off, and it all just falls into place. Maybe lower the pants 1 pixel. Maybe. I do tend to make that too high. I don't think so. I think we're going to bring this up a bit. Maybe the neck is also a little off. Something like that, maybe. Chat is definitely helping. Why are they not helping? Let's see. I think I agree with the idea of too many blue jeans and... Well, that's like I said, that's not final colors. There's just shaping colors. Just to give me an idea of what we need and what we want to use. Does Justin's helping? I think so too. I think so as well. If the whole chat is not helping a bit, was referencing me zoning out there for a second. I was just working, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it and tweaking things. I check chat periodically, but I can't check it all the time. Sometimes I zone out. Oof. Something like that. Blue jeans are fine. I mean, it's still very much subject to change, though. It'd be tricky. Okay, have you read my message? You wasn't expecting it. Why wasn't you expecting it? No, sorry, I got distracted there for a little bit. Trying to figure this shape out. Sometimes it can be tricky. I tend to zone out sometimes. I'm actually really pretty good about reading chat messages here. I think. How about a pink pant? It's also a bit more noisy with 227 people here. Cool work, I think. Well, thank you. Maybe add some knee pads to break up the colors. Knee pads? Why would you add knee pads? That's silly. She looks kind of like Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, but with a cape. I don't see it. I don't see it in the slightest. Good luck. Gotta go. Thank you. Fanny pack. We're not adding a fanny pack. That is silly. I don't like the shapes, though. Tell you what, though. The character concept is there. I think that's fine. Like the colors and everything else is going to get changed, but like the idea is there. I think we're going to move on to the Mad Catter. We might have to tweak that cape a little bit more. Bring it up. The idea was to really get the shape going. I hate this so much. I don't know. I think the lower body is too small relative to the upper body. Maybe. But I don't feel like messing around with it anymore. Having too much trouble with it. It's just terrible. Oh well, maybe I'm dealing too much with shadows. This game doesn't have a lot of color and depth to it. Maybe I'm doing too much with shadows. I don't know. But anyhow, we're gonna move on to Mad Catter. Mad Catter's interesting. I really like Mad Catter. I'm still also being secret about him. Maybe come back to it later with a fresh mind. That's the idea. We're gonna keep it around though. Not in this stream because I usually only do about 2 hours, but we're gonna go a little longer today. Where we're at? We're about an hour and a half now. Probably do about 2.5 hours. A solid start. It's not too bad. It gets me the idea of the character, which is the main thing that I wanted. I wanted to get the concept of the character. Are you spamming? Don't spam a guy. It's not nice. Yeah. Don't spam. Let's see. But yeah, Mad Catter. Let's see. He is a mage. He's literally a cat. Let's see. I have a card here. Let me open up this right quick. Here. Something like this. Not like this, of course, but that's sort of like I seen that the other day, and I was like, that looks really cool. So something similar into that, probably. Cheshire Cat, sort of Cheshire Cat in vibe, yes. He's a very playful cat. A mage cat, basically a cat that jumped into a Christmas tree and caused sparks to fly. Where's that coming from? Looks like Alice from the Wonderland. Like, we don't want to lean too heavily into that, but that's sort of the idea. And we may not use this. Like, it may not. He has a story, and we may change the character up. The character, like the cat part, not as important. But yeah. Just being silly. Look at you. Make it a Yule Cat inspired. Let's look at that. Yule Cat. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen any like image references from it. You want? We could actually do that. Let me look here. I like this. This right here is cute. Let me pull up a reference. Saver so I can see these easily. I'll pull that to there because I'm going to use that for inspiration because it's very cute. And sort of the idea is like a very cute and playful, maybe not completely, as cute as he could be. Like, not, well, I don't know. A little off cat, maybe. Cheshire Cat mixed with Pepe Le Pew from Looney Tunes. No. I really like that. I'm going to look at a couple more references. Let's look at, let's see. Maybe a shapeshifter who can change what color. Oh, interesting. That's an interesting idea. We're going to draw the cat form, but that's something we can play with. I'm gonna make a note of that right quick. Let me pull up my stream notes. Because shapeshifters, it's been a thing I've considered about in the game, like letting the player be a shapeshifter. I don't know that I'll do that because of the animation between the shapeshifts could be tricky, but a shapeshifter class has definitely been considered. But it would be tricky with the character customization. Reminds me of an experiment gone wrong cliche where the scientist wizard is stuck as a speaking animal. I don't think we'd go that way with it. But yeah, I think we might lean into that a bit. The whole Yule Cat thing, maybe. Oh, this is creepy. Thing right here. I'm gonna add it to the thing as well, and then we'll get started. Now, let me find the other one right quick. Okay. It's not a bad thing to have cliches just as long as the game realizes them. That is correct. That's what we're talking about cliches, though. Yes. Cliches, like, you can't make everything original. It would be impossible. You wouldn't be grounded in something. Like, having cliches helps the player sort of settle in my opinion. So cliches are fine, so long as you're aware of them and sort of deal with that. And even if you do cliches, you can break the cliches in subtle ways, which is always good. Okay. As an amateur artist, do you think it would be a good idea to keep a copy of the starting outline for myself? Yes. In fact, like you can see, I broke this off and did that there, and I do it with other things as well. Let me look, see if I've got it here. Get rid of that. I did it with this guy as well, whenever we drew the NPCs. Let's see if we got it here. Yeah, see? I'll break off these little... I'll keep... Not the outline, but anytime I think I'm going to be making a big change and I want to keep a reference, I'll duplicate it and move on so that I can go back. It's always a good idea, I think. So, Mad Catter. Mad Catter's probably going to levitate as well. And he's meant to be seen as a powerful being. He is, which is going to be interesting to fit into the party system, because we don't want him to be overpowered, of course. We don't want him to be the powerhouse. Maybe he holds back. He doesn't want you to feel left out in the combat. Those are jokes, of course, but it's not the thing we're going to really worry about right now. We're just sort of going to deal with that as we get there. Let me bring references down. Powerful being limited by something. That's actually that might be, maybe. Okay. I'm going to take a note of that. Does Mad Catter really need shoes? Why are we talking about Mad Catter and his shoes? Maybe the necromancer can be involved somehow. Maybe. I have the Mad Catter story, and I'm going to keep it a secret for a little bit. So we'll have to work it around the story. He's somewhat important to the story. Maybe the cat's power is self-limited because he's mad. Wait, are the party members going to have arms? So far, she does. I'm thinking, Marrero, I'm thinking that she's not going to be equipped with regular weapons, like the sword or the staff or anything like that. She's going to have her own unique attacks, which could let us give them arms. When is the next devlog? I'm currently writing the script for it, but there's no idea. Just whenever I get the script done and start recording and everything. Mad Catter sounds whimsical, so maybe their attacks are just very unpredictable and uncommon as a party member. But when they attack, it's power. Oh, that's an interesting one. I'm going to take a note of that as well. Jake. We can play him with that as well. I think that would be annoying to the player, but it is, and maybe they do occasional powerful attacks. Like they like to play around with the player. Like they'll do weak little attacks, and just occasionally they'll do this really powerful attack. We'd want to regulate it. Like I probably wouldn't want them to one-shot a boss, but it is something very interesting that that could be very cool. So I'm going to add that. Screenshotted, immortalized forever kind of thing. Because that's really cool. I like that. Rip the player. Oh, the only one with arms. Skellies. Skellies don't have arms. What if the Mad Catter was mad at the town? And now, actually, I'm thinking, I've been thinking about this lately. At some point, I might start doing front-facing and back-facing animations. The whole side-facing thing is not guaranteed. It's just I'm doing it right now because it's very simple, and it allows me to have 360 attack directions for the player, and it's very simple art. I don't have to worry about the feet moving with it. Like I can just sort of run around, and it makes sense. I'm thinking about doing some front-facing and back-facing animations. Probably not for the demo, which I don't like. I would like to get that settled in before the demo, but I don't think I have time to draw all these characters' fronts and backs animations. I'm very slow with drawing an animation, so I'm not comfortable with that. But if I was to do that, front and back-facing animations, I would think I might give the Skellies arms, because then they would be able to attack in 4 directions. And it'd be a lot easier that way. And we could actually do proper attack animations for them. No, you woke up too late. Well, there's still about an hour left to stream. We're going to be streaming longer today. Sponsored by Dereku, I believe his name is. I always forget. But yeah, they gave some... they sponsored some more time for us today. So we'll be doing that. I love the idea of a small tail swipe. And a super bushy long ranged attack. A cliche cannot be broken. A cliche is a rule. So what you're looking at are common metaphors. Like, I don't know. What I mean by that is like, you start out with a cliche, and then you sort of work into it. Now keep in mind, I have a very subtle sense of humor, and it's not just my humor that's subtle. So like things change. Like something that may seem cliche doesn't necessarily mean it's cliche under the surface. And in writing, there are no concrete rules. That is also correct. Mad Catter, as in resembling a cat? No, literally a cat, probably. Could make their powerful grow based on size or length of the poofiness of their tail. That's what you were talking about. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Now, he's meant to be like a very cute, simple, like, I don't know how we'd do like a poofy tail. Maybe, well, I suppose we could actually. Probably be a really good medium for it. Okay, anyhow, let's get started. We're going to do the silhouette, of course. How do we want him to pose? Like I said, he's probably going to float around. Probably very, very smoothly. Like, take the Star Citizen approach and delay the demo for 5 years. Did they really? That's terrible. Which site do you go for ideas for drawing? I usually use Pinterest. I think I've been using Google, which is probably why the reference images have not been great. Maybe Mad Catter has an arch enemy who's a dog. No, I don't want to play it to that cliche. Let's see. On his back, like curled up. Let that be an idle animation. Like whenever you'd want him to be attacking, He just sort of curls up and starts playing with a ball of yarn. Lazy float chilling on his side like a Cheshire cat. Like it probably. I'm worried about leaning too much into the Cheshire cat. Does the Cheshire cat float like that? Because that was not intended. I just thought Floaty's powerful because he's sort of chillaxed. You know, very powerful, levitating kind of character. Does he use choose to lure mice? He he might. I'm, I'm gonna make a note of that as well. Resting on a cloud, maybe, or maybe instead of a cloud, like a ball of yarn or something. Like a magical cloud, like a yarn cloud, maybe something like that. You could make cheese a recurring joke. Cheese is, I said this at the beginning of the stream, cheese is just a fun thing we do on the streams and on the Discord. We don't want to play too much into it, into the game, because I want the game to be taken seriously. It has a very serious story, very serious characters. Cheese is just fun for the community. And there will be some cheese stuff, like Easter eggs and stuff like that. And there's probably going to be a cheese is probably going to be used for the pet taming mechanic. But we don't want to lean too much into it. But, that said, the cheese is a perfect thing that we can work into the Mad Catter. Happy Feet, I don't know what that is. Like an Easter egg. There's probably going to be a good bit of Easter eggs, especially with me, because like I just said very recently, like I love subtle humor, subtle things, like things that most people are not going to pick up on. So rest assured, I'm going to have a lot of Easter eggs, more than likely. Some that maybe people will never find. Who knows? I like the idea of Mad Catter being a mouse. That is an interesting thought. My God, people and then cheeses. Derek Goo, another $10. Just thought of this. I have a leopard gecko. Would a leopard type pet be doable? Would love to see try and design that into your style. We can take a look. Absolutely, Derek Goo. Thank you for that. You've donated $50 this stream, and you're you're way too kind. Thank you very much. I will make a note for that now. Let's see, leopard gecko. What is that leopard? What is a leopard gecko? I think I'm about to look that up. Oof, excuse me. I've never seen a mad mouse. Well, I think the reason why is because of it fits so well into the Mad Catter thing. Like even right now, I'm worried about Mad Catter being a trademark. I have to look into that and see. Like that phrase, because it's a very very easy pun. Leopard gecko. Oh, that thing's cute. It's very cute. Let's see. Let's get a good image of it. Look at this guy. Oops. Look at that guy. Very cute. Wow, this is very pretty too. Is that here? That is gorgeous. Let's see. Mad Mouse would be cool. I like Mad Mouse. Okay, well, maybe we'll do a mouse. We could do a mouse. We could absolutely could. The fact that he's a cat does not tie into the story. So we could do a mouse. We would have to give it the Mad Catter pun though. But y'all seem to really like the mouse idea. That or I'm just reading one person's messages, which would be hilarious. Let's see. Would there be a Korok, like thing goes with a small puzzle sprinkled across the map that offer no reward other than saying you did it? Not sure about that one. What is a Korok? But I don't know about that one. I think the Mad Mouse, who is the Mad Catter, or even more mad. Mouse should be spaceship. What, mouse could spaceship? No. No spaceships. No, this what is that? Wind Waker? It looks like Wind Waker, but I don't think it is Wind Waker. It looks like Breath of the Wild actually. I haven't played. When I played Breath of the Wild, I got off the plateau and then I turned it off, and I haven't picked it up since. So that's all I know from it. I know how to get off that plateau, and that took me forever. That took me like a week to get off that plateau because I kept playing it like 10, 15 minutes at a time. What are you working on right now? We are about to start the Mad Catter. We're talking about the Mad Catter, discussing designs and stuff like that. So we're just about to start that. And it is being suggested that we use a mouse instead, which I like because we can play into the cheese thing a little bit with that. Like I said, I don't want to get too far into the cheese, especially given how mad y'all go every time cheese gets mentioned. But it would open up that possibility, which could be cool. Let me just fix that. I think I want to get rid of that. Maybe. Okay. So Mad Catter. Let me go ahead and throw up a name header as well so people can see if anybody looks there. Mad Catter, who may be a mouse. We're still working on that one. What is his origin supposed to be? That's a secret. Mad Catter is an awesome name. Mad Catter is an awesome name, and I would really like to use that. I like the Yarn Cloud idea a lot. I did like the Yarn Cloud as well. So we are currently bouncing back and forth between those things, the Mad Catter and the Yarn Cloud, and going with a mouse with cheese and losing those fun things. And I really like the Mad Catter thing. I think it could work a lot better. Now, the contrast on the hair shadow is way too different on the girl. Doesn't fit. Yeah, probably. That was my first time trying to pick that type of color. We'll figure all those colors are not permanent. Let me think. Oh no, not there. Let's see. Oh, that's still to it. We get that a lot. Whenever I do pixel art, I don't worry about the colors first. I don't even worry about the colors for a very long time. The main thing I do is try to do it. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Never mind. I just check their placeholders. Oh man, I'm digging that guy's epic stash. This guy, this is Teddy. Is this your first time seeing Teddy? Teddy is awesome. I fear if the cheese puns were leaned into, it would be an inside joke within folks in here that no one else is picking up in the game will really get. Depends on how we did that, Jake. Like I said, I'm a master of subtle humor. And so I could probably sneak that under the radar for only people here that will get it. And then the people that don't get it would miss it and not notice it. And I would be fine with that. That's fine with me. Absolutely. I am the master of subtlety. Have you not watched any of my videos? I sneak jokes into my videos that nobody gets. Would love to contribute towards creating actual concept art through a community competition. That would be fun. We might do something like that. The Mad Catter being a mouse, we'll have to look into the legality of that though. That would be tricky. The Mad Catter being a mouse just doesn't have the same vibe of the messing about with combat like a cat. I think so. I think as well, especially giving the sort of laid back playfulness comes across better with a cat. So I'm starting to lean back towards cat again because the actual personality of the character fits better as a cat. The mouse is cool, but I think now that I start to think about it, the main thing about the mouse would be the fact that it's just the cheese thing. Will Mad Catter be having a hat? And more than likely. I don't know what kind of hat, and I'm skeptical of doing another top hat. We did a top hat for him, and we did a top hat for the player. Top hats are starting to become a theme unintentionally, so that worries me a little bit, but we'll see. And we could also work that into it. Like maybe the Mad Catter knows the Cheese Baron. That could be another little inside joke. Is the cat and secretly a mouse. Who knows? We also mentioned about shape shifting. The Mad Cutter could be a shapeshifter, so that's also a possibility. I think we're going to go with Cat for now. We are going to go with Cat. What is his typical battle pose? Like, how does he? What is the default sprite that we should make? He's probably going to float around. We mentioned the ball of yarn. It's probably not going to be something we do right now. Because that would probably take up a lot of time too as well. Well, this is also not just a battle sprite. This is more of a concept thing. Mike Brown with the 5 squigglies. That's another inside joke. Another inside joke that one person in the world will get. Combat has grown from what you were implying from your earlier devlogs. Is there any more design growth? Yes. I am very, like, the fun thing about this, and that's going to bite me in the rear end later on, Mike, is that I am very much designing this as I go. Everything in the devlogs is subject to change. In fact, I'm thinking about phasing out abilities currently, and sticking with the more streamlined weapons, and maybe giving the weapons abilities and using an enchanting system maybe that has abilities. Like, imagine having a basic weapon and you enchanting it with a secondary attack that you wanted, that kind of thing. But I am very much, everything in the devlog, even the devlogs, is very much subject to change. There are things that have already changed. That said, combat's still about the same where it was. Like, combat's not the main focus of this game. It is a thing to keep you entertained from point A to point B. I have been putting a lot of effort into combat, but that's because combat is the most difficult thing to program, interestingly, in my opinion. Enchantment system sounds more fun. I think so as well. Combat is the most difficult thing to program for computer AI, in my opinion. Like, everything else, like the pet taming mechanic that I showed you earlier, I programmed that in like an hour. The almost every other mechanic in the game I have done in less than a day. Combat I have been working on since the beginning, since the very first day. It is the most time-consuming thing, and in this game, it's still not the big thing. It's not like why you should play this game. But that said, this is also a bit of just like a fun thing for me to do. I'm making this game. I'm not trying to be like the next big hit. I'm not trying to min-max marketing. I'm not. I literally named this game as a joke for how bad the name is. The name is intentionally bad, and I think that's hilarious. I'm just out here having fun, and so everything is subject to change. I'm very much doing, like, have you seen my Trello board? Everybody, there's an inside joke on my Discord about how everybody has these neat and clean Trello boards that have milestones and they have all this stuff, and this is my Trello board. This is my Trello board, and I just go, okay, this week I'm working on all this stuff. and it's so chaotic, and I love it. I'm just having fun. I am having fun. Because to me, I don't play games. I don't have any other pastimes. I don't have any other, like, game development is my pastime, and I'm just having fun and taking y'all along with me. So that's the thing. Did you set up a Trello board before or after having the basics for your game? After. In fact, you can see maybe. I think I set up a Miro page. You can see the very first day of development. If you go to my channel, towards the bottom, there's a list of live streams. I don't post these on the videos. I keep these unlisted, but I keep a playlist for them. And if you go to the very first play stream, howdy Formclick, welcome to the stream, bud. If you go to the very first live stream, that was the second day that I had to design for the game. The first day that I developed, if I'm not mistaken, I started the project that day, and we started working on it. We started building out all this stuff. I had a Miro board at the time for design and stuff, and it's very much changed since then. Back then, it was going to be, it had a battle transition. So imagine old RPGs where, like, you'd walk in an overworld and you get transitioned, and and you'd start the battle there. This had that, like, you was gonna have like player. I explained it in like the first first 15 minutes or something like that, I think. And you transition to it, and you have this battle, and then you'd go back to the overworld just by yourself, and that way I wasn't gonna have to deal with AI in the overworld. That was the idea for that, and then that has changed. And I was gonna have a demo in like 3 months, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just go all out and make the dream game that I wanted to make when I was 12. So yeah, all that's there. Let's get started with the Mad Catter. I've rambled on long enough. But yes, thank you, Mike, for the $5 or 5 squigglies. Alexander said the Mad Catter could be the nightmare crawler from the film Cats. I have not watched the film Cats. I have watched the pitch meeting for Ryan George for the Cats, and they didn't mention the Nightcrawler, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But I've watched the pitch meeting for the Cats, and that's about the only thing I've done. What if the Mad Catter was scared of no man except for mice? That's fun enough. I'm going to take a note, make a note of it. Let me see. Let me pull this back up. Get my stream notes. I take notes every time we do this kind of thing. And Mad Catter is scared of no man except mice. Now that's not a thing we'll do, but it's just a note I'm taking to something like we can look at it another time. That's pretty fun. Fear of mice driven mad. Maybe he could be a mouse wearing a cat mask. If he were to be a mouse, he would be a shapeshifter, I would think. Let's get the Mad Cat going. Let me think. Let me look up more Mad Cats. Or just mage cats in general. If we look up Pinterest, we can probably find some interesting mage cats. Mouse shapeshifter, please. We'll see. Don't spam Waterstorm. I love the combat. Can I suggest? I think HP and MP regeneration regression should be considered per character class. Hold on now. Okay. Let me know. Like I hid them. Let me know if that did not hide it for y'all. Let's see. I think HP and MP regeneration aggression should be considered per character class, giving more play styles. Example, mage players prefer to hold back as MP recharges while idle. The entire reason for the regeneration class, adrenaline regeneration, the way I do it for the attack, is because I started out with mages regenerating their magic, and one of the things that I found is that I would stand back and wait for my magic to regenerate, and this was boring. I did not like how this felt. And so instead, I switched to that, to correct that. And once I did, I found combat to be more engaging. I actually mentioned this in a devlog. I don't remember which one. Was it abilities? It might be the second one. It was towards the beginning. It was very early on when I switched that. So there's a reason I'm using the adrenaline regeneration, the method that I am, and it's specifically for the mage. Is water still spamming? There should totally be hats based on the characters and enemies. Something like, seems like something you see in other games. Maybe. Actually, that's a really cool idea. Enemy cosmetics. That would be fun. I will make a note of that as well. I need to keep that up. Quit closing it out. Alright, so enemy cosmetics, hats, that would be fun. That not to be that guy, that's also actually a very good marketing potential. Merchant for merchandise. Oh, because he's not spamming. Well, thank you, Iceball. Can you add like Pokeball thingies for your familiars? No. The way that's going to work is probably you're going to have a corral at your house that you'll have to go back in and that you'll have to go back and sort of switch out. How do I want him to work though? I think I'm going to draw him we just want to get the concept for how he looks right now. And I think I'm going to draw him sitting down the ground. Maybe that'll be a pose he takes, like licking his paws kind of thing. Bald head, well, thank you. What is your opinion on Mad Catter's true identity being unknown, as he is wearing a cat mask all the time? Like a very generic one with just enough details to portray it as supposed to be a cat. I would say, I don't know. The Mad Catter has story elements, and that might be tricky, the way he fits into the story. So we'll see. We'll see. I like the idea of NPC cosmetics too. Maybe after you become good friends, you could change into the NPCs as cosmetics only. Well, I was thinking more of enemies like Skelly Hat and stuff like that. But NPC cosmetics, I don't know about that one. that we'll have to see about that one. But I was thinking more like maybe a Mad Catter cosmetic would be nice though. But like we have a bunch of enemies. I keep forgetting. I was gonna say we don't have many enemies. We actually have a bunch of enemies. Right quick, because we have so many new people. Very quickly. I'm going to show off some of these enemies. Because we actually have a lot of enemies that we've worked on in the past. I just haven't implemented them to the game because they're not part of the vertical slice. You're gonna love this one though. This is one of my favorites. It's so difficult though. What's this? Yeah, that's the whole thing. We'll have Fun Bun here. And Fun Bun, let's see. I think the frame is 32. Might be 40. There we go. Is there a way I could... Oh, wait, no, here we go. Let's do this. And so it'll give you an idea of sort of the enemies that we've worked on in the past. So if we look at Fun Bun here, there are... Here. So, like, he's a funny one because... Let's see. If I can remember how we do this. Okay. So, like, he's a bunny. But, like, as you can see here, but he runs on his legs, on his ears. And that's how he chases you around the map. And the idea being that he'll start off as a regular bunny, and then if you get too close to him, he flips upside down and starts running after you on his ears. And then there's you always thought it was knocked. No, is a fun bun. And then there's, let's see, you got the Sprout, the Skelly. These Skellies, early designs, man, were the worst. There was a little goblin I was working on, but that there's a Skelly Jelly, and that will be in the game. Oops. So yeah, that's a Skelly Jelly, and he's intended. There's a Golems. I'm still working on the Golems. I haven't done it in a while, but the Golems will be in the game. This is one of the first enemies I drew. He's probably not gonna be in the game, but there was gonna be like a gang called the Hogskins, and that was it. There's this guy. He's actually implemented mechanically. He spits little caltrop seeds that you can hit around and stuff, and you have to dodge. But I haven't animated him, so he's not in the devlogs. But mechanically, he's in the game. And then there's the Spirit, which is something that some of y'all may know because we have the Spirit here. And then I think we have a few more, but I'm not. Oh wait, let's see. That's the Spirit. Then we have the Ogre. We have this guy. We have these that we drew up as well, and a few others. So yeah. So we have lots of enemies. So there's gonna be a lot of enemies planned. We already have a lot of enemies designed out. I just haven't added them into them mechanically. So. Yes, the Hogskin guy looks like a friendly NPC who got rejected from the... We might bring him back as an NPC. That's actually a good idea. I'm going to make a note for that. Bring back Hogskin Pig as NPC. That's a funny idea. Maybe he'll be a secret NPC. Will there be a bear? There will be... you mean, if you're talking about Paul Bearer, he's expected to be a pet. That's not set in stone, but we'll have to see. 95% listing the other ideas, 5% drawing. Yeah, that's sort of the point of these streams. And I always meant to mention that at the beginning. Well, the point of these streams is not for me to be productive. It's meant for me to just to sort of chat with y'all and chill out and get y'all's opinions on stuff. Tell y'all what I'm working on. Tell y'all what I've done. Tell y'all what I have planned. That kind of thing. These streams, if you want to see productivity, then join the Discord. The Discord is where I stream every day on Discord, actual development, sometimes drawing. But we're just chilling out. What if Mad Catter spoke like a gentleman until you mention something he doesn't like, at which point he starts yelling madly? Maybe. That would be fun. Let's see. I was thinking maybe like he'd be some kind of classy a little bit, maybe. We'll see. I love the style of the characters. 10 out of 10. Well, thank you. Let's see. I'm very happy with the player, with the characters. Now we want to get him. Oops, wrong way. Game Endeavor, can you check my community art at the Discord server? Scarecrow from my early stream. That was my idea. I'll check it out after the stream. I don't like checking the Discord during the streams. It gets pretty distracting. But as soon as the stream ends, first thing I do is I go and I check the Discord. So I will see it immediately as soon as we're done here. But yeah. Hogskin is now my best friend. That's for you. I'll tell you what, well, since we have sort of the Mad Hatter, I think we have him planned out for now. If y'all want to talk about the Hogskin guy and sort of get him, like, what's his deal, we can talk about him. With this guy, it's gonna be difficult to get this silhouette though I want it to, because I want him to face, I don't know, it's gonna be tricky. I'm trying to get him to look like he's sitting down. Maybe I should look at the cat sitting, actually, for a reference. What if Mad Catter stole items you dropped and then piss it back to you? I'm going to take that as a note. It may not be the Mad Catter, but that is hilarious. I actually have, that reminds me of something, a funny little thing that I have, a little Easter egg that I have that I'm not going to spoil. I would call it an Easter egg, but we'll see. You're so happy right now. Well, good, Linus. Let's see, what was that? Oh, yes, right. If player leaves items on the ground for too long, then an NPC collects them. It could be the traveling merchant. Collects them and tries to sell them back to the player. I love the traveling merchant, by the way. We're going to have a lot of fun with him. Have fun being my podcast while I'm playing Forza. That's sort of the thing. Like, I would these streams work really good as podcasts. I no doubt. I would not doubt that at all. Because I mean, like I said, I am not the most productive in these streams at all. Like, I'm not going to get a whole lot done. But it is good to chat with. It's good for chatter. Oh yeah, I wanted to look up references. It's fun to watch, but fun. Oh, yeah, I'm glad that it's fun to watch. I couldn't imagine, to be honest. I'd be like, come on, dude, draw something. Quit playing around. Let's see. Right. Cat sitting. Oh, don't show me gifs of cats. That's too creepy. This is creepy. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, man, do not Google cat sitting on Pinterest. You get some really creepy things. Search up Nightcrawler from cats. I'll search it up right quick. I don't like to spend too much time searching up stuff, though. Nightcrawler cats. I'm seeing Nightcrawler from X-Men, not cats. The Mad Catter would have a phobia of rats or something. Maybe. But the trouble with that is I really like the idea of him doing something with cheese with the rats. Maybe he teases the rats with cheese or something like that. And so I really like that idea, and that wouldn't work with that. I forget now. Let's see. Oh, what are we making bread? Cat loaf. How do you do pixel art so well? How do you practice? I just draw. Just lots of drawing. I've been drawing. I've only been doing pixel art for about a year and a half. So lots of drawing. Okay, we're gonna use. We're gonna. This is not a cat, but we're gonna use this as. I have to quit playing around. As our inspiration. This is gonna be our inspiration, our reference image. Not inspiration, but reference. Maybe I had a character that's like me, and his thing is he's just the coolest person out there. You know, well maybe. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, another tip: start off with 24 by 24 pixel art. It's way easier. That's what I use. And that might be my secret, King Tempest, because before this game, I couldn't. I hated my art before this game. I hated the 16 by 16. I hated 32 by 32. Maybe the secret is 24 by 24, and maybe everybody should do that from now on. And isn't there a thing where 16 by 16 is more efficient, or multiples of 8 or something like that is more efficient, or powers of 2 is more efficient? If so, then maybe they should make it powers of 12 or whatever. No, that wouldn't work, would it? That's not a good idea. That's a terrible idea. You you have to find them on a cool contest. Maybe. Only this 36 by 36 art I have is... Why would you do 36 by 36? It's terrible. Okay. We're gonna make the Mad Cat loaf. Because I think that's cute. Oops. Oh, come on now. Stop playing. Do I not have you on a different layer? I do not. Why are you doing that? There. Alright. 24 by 24 is tough for you. I remember doing emblems in Ragnarok Online and could only never get things to look right in those constraints. Interesting. Interesting. I've never heard, like, the King Tempest is the first time I've ever heard anybody talking about doing a 24 by 24 other than myself. So I assumed it was great. I could be wrong. Okay. We probably want to give a bit of depth perception. What kind of ears do we want to give this cat? Usually cats don't have a big variety of ears. And I do think I want to give him a top hat. Oh, that's terrible. This is going to be awful, isn't it? Something like that. Scooter is back at it, drawing your characters in his style. Is he now? Has he got something in the Discord for us to see? That's nice. I look forward to seeing it, Scooter. The highlight of my streams when I get to hop off here and see what Scooter's drawn. You get better with practice. You do. Oh. Oh yeah, we're breading here. Let's go ahead and get the shadow in place as well. I think that's going to help me visually. If I go ahead and get the shadow so I can see that that's where he hits the ground with this bread. Now I think I want to give him a top hat. And so we're going to pull this guy down because I want to use this as a reference. In fact, I have... Yeah. Oops. What was that? What if the baker man were to cook for Mad Hatter and leave it in a little bowl outside of the regular cat? That's so sweet. I love it. Let's see. Maybe he does. Maybe he leaves it outside for the Mad Catter, but but a raccoon takes it, and Teddy keeps thinking it's the Mad Catter. Mad Catter hates how he thinks it's so degrading that that Teddy keeps leaving him food out, but a raccoon keeps taking it. And Teddy keeps thinking that the Mad Catter's getting it, so he keeps leaving it. I feel like a fedora or sombrero would be more mad. Like no. I'm completely fine on leading into the Mad Cat, like the Mad Hatter pun theme for this. That's where the Mad Catter gets some of its inspiration from. So top hat makes a lot of sense. I'm thinking we go with a different top hat actually. Maybe do we go for we're gonna do different things. We're gonna play around with different things. Probably not here because where are we at time wise? 2 and 15 minutes in. So yeah, probably about another 15-30 minutes. So we're gonna play around with different styles of hats, and maybe just a cute little top hat. Maybe I like the idea of a really floppy hat, like a really floppy top hat, but just a tiny little top hat is also cute. This is going to be difficult to silhouette because the hat, like you don't want it. That's where the silhouetting trouble comes in. Like you don't want it to be like a perfect. Like this is a hat. You kind of like how it's here. You angle it a bit. Have some fun with it. So it's going to be different to silhouette. I might actually bring off a different color, just to sort of help with that. Something like that. We're going to leave that there for now and see how we do with it. He could wear a boot for a hat. No. We're leaning into the classic top hat, I think. Been binge watching your devlogs. Amazing work. Luckily found the stream live randomly. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. A fez? It does kind of look like a fez, doesn't it? Well, it's going to, because it's got the little thing in it. It's going to be a dark hat, like a dark purple kind of hat, probably. Or like a Santa hat during Christmas. We could certainly, absolutely do that. Something like that. I want to make a note of that. Mad Catter wears a Santa hat during Christmas. Because that's adorable. This kind of reminds me of, you ever seen those teeny tiny little Western hats? I think Lindsay Sterling might have worn one in her Western video. Like just these teeny tiny frilly little hats. And I don't want to go that way with it. But we'll see. What about, I think we might want to bring the head down a little bit. Extend the body out. Also a pumpkin helmet during Halloween? No, probably just the Christmas hat. I do want to do some pumpkin stuff. Well, not pumpkin, but Halloween related. I do want to do some real world events into the game. I think would be fun. Could also have rabbit ears for Easter. Just the Christmas hat. If we do the Christmas hat, that's not a guaranteed. What if he could hide in his hat so when you try to interact with him, he says, Mad Cat is in here. I like it. I like it, Toad. I'm going to take a screen cap of that. Because that's sort of the thing. The Mad Cat, he's very playful. A very, very playful cat. And very whimsical. Makes lots of jokes, just plays around, doesn't take anything seriously, kind of thing. Let's see. All right. What about that silhouette? Is that fine enough? Because like I said, we're just trying to get an idea for who he is. Plus, it's also just filler for us to talk about him and design his character out and that kind of thing. I think that's good enough for now. Let's go ahead and figure out what color do we want Mad Catter to be. Uh, and the raccoon is a demon. How long have I been working on this game? I have been working on this game since early June or late July. I can't remember which. If you go into the live streams, there's a playlist of every live stream I've done for Zoe and the Cursed Streamer. The very first one is the very first day that we started working on it. Like I booted it up and started working on it with the community, and that's how long it's been. What breed should he be as well? Yeah. He's probably going to be very flat colors. Aesthetically, I really like that reference I had here of this guy. I really like this reference. Probably more stripes than I want to have, maybe. But I really like the flat color. Not green. I don't think we should go with green. I did appreciate all the good videos. Well, thank you. Glad you like them. Are you referring to the devlogs or the tutorials? The tutorials has been a while. He doesn't need a breed if he's a shapeshifter. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. He doesn't need a breed, I don't think. But it could help with designing him. A flat pink cat. Pink could be interesting. Pink could be interesting. He is a magical cat. What if we were to go with the magic color and sort of tone it down a bit? Desaturate it, maybe. Bring the colors down. Maybe make it a bit purplish. It's gonna... Because he's very, very magical. He's going to be the magic companion. Pink and purple. Maybe do pink and purple. About a rainbow cat? No, I don't want. Like I want flat colors. I think. I don't want anything too noisy. I don't want to be too saturated. Let's try that. Let's try that. Probably need to add more contrast. Let's see, let's figure out his head as well. It doesn't look like he's breading so much as he's curled up. Curled up is fine. Breading was fun, but the main idea is just that we get the idea of him. Figure out what he looks like. Dude, I watched every devlog and Madden, I love you. Where you solve problems is great. Well, thank you. That's my favorite thing about coding is just solving problems. Getting yourself into a weird situation and using clever tricks to get out of it. It's what I love. It's why I love programming so much. Green eyes? Maybe. Doesn't the Cheshire have green eyes though? I need to look up the Cheshire because I really don't want to copy him. It's a fictional cat popularized by Lewis Carroll. So what is the Cheshire Cat if it's been popularized? Did he originate with the Alice in Wonderland, or is that like is it a creation of Alice in Wonderland, or did it exist before that? Because if it existed before Alice in Wonderland, then I would be more willing to lean towards it, but I still don't want to. 18th century. Okay, it seems like the Alice in Wonderland, like it didn't originate with Alice in Wonderland. Jesus. It seems like it didn't originate there, which is interesting. I would have thought it would have. I would have thought it was specifically an Alice in Wonderland thing, but it seems like that's not the case. Well, I still don't want to copy it too much, though. Got you. Garfield also. It's not. I mean, not just one little thing that you're copying, though. Like just having one little thing in common isn't going to be what's copying. It's just the overall thing about it, And already with the Mad Catter bit we're doing, it kind of reminds me of the Cheshire Cat. I saw a grinning cat statue and went, aha, and created the Cheshire Cat. That's interesting. I'm going to, after this stream sometime today probably, I'm going to look more into that because that is an interesting, in fact, I'm going to make a note to do so. Research Cheshire Cat. Because that's really cool. Because I genuinely would like, I don't know, well, I guess it did anyhow. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the outline started. It's a bit earlier than I would like to normally do it, but I think we're going to go ahead and get it laid out. And I should have done the FX thing, but be alright. And we'll get the eyes going in. Now, let's see. Out of curiosity. Let's see. Let's give him. It's gonna be very difficult to defend. Like I was thinking, like big smile, but that's also gonna be very, very Cheshire Cat-like. But let's play around with it. Because he is, like I said, he's a very playful cat. Very mysterious. See you, Greg. Take it easy, bud. Those Animal Farm book thing producers are ruthless. You'll get sued. Maybe a tuxedo cat, but with different colors. Tuxedo cat. Is that a breed of cat? Tell you, that's what I was thinking. I think I know what a tuxedo cat is, and more like I'm really wanting to do flat colors with this one. New to the channel, welcome, Aneth. Despite that, his cute, ominous music plays when he's on screen. It's probably going to have some really cute music, actually, like very whimsical music. Whenever, like, not, I wouldn't say on screen because he is a party member. He's going to fight alongside with you. Hell, I'm new to the stream, but really like your devlogs. What can I call you besides Game Endeavor? That's usually what people call me. That or GE is a very common thing. Other than that, I don't really have any other aliases that I use. Oh, wait, yes. Whimsical music during dialogue. Like cutscenes and stuff like that. I think that would be fun. Especially cutscenes whenever he just sort of rolls in. This would be a good base for an orc with mohawk. Smiling like a Cheshire Cat is a phrase with an origin separate from Alice in Wonderland. That is interesting too. That's really cool. It seems like there's so much you could learn with that kind of thing because it really does seem like it would go deep. Because I think I do recognize that. What other features do we want to give him though? Let's get a tail going in here. Grab a silhouetting color so we can separate it off from the body. I'm thinking a big poofy tail. No, that may not be the pose that we use for it. In fact, I'm going to create a group. I'm going to throw this into here. So then I can create another layer out here because I'm probably not going to like what I'm about to do. Oops. Nope. What is it? There. Nope, not that one either. There we go. Small top. Yeah, it's a little small. Well, we're going to be playing around with hats over time. That is not guaranteed to be the hat he uses, but that's the one we're going to play with right now. He could, very, very, quite possibly so. Quite possibly so that he has a big... Why are you not drawing now? I regret it already. Okay. Maybe we don't do that. Because I don't know what's going on with that. And you're... Oh, good. The top hat should open up and shoot confetti in a cutscene. Maybe maybe a little too playful. Maybe it's a little too silly. Why are you not? What is going on here? I'm going to pull you back up. Okay. And we'll just try that again. So yeah, very quite possibly he has like a big floppy hat. We'll see. But the cute hat's kind of cool. Maybe he pulls himself out like a magician. I think that was suggested earlier, and I really like that. Did I make a note of that? I don't think I did. So I'm going to go ahead and make it again. It doesn't hurt to make it again. Pulls himself out of a hat. Maybe that's how you meet him. That would be interesting. No, it's going to be a top hat. Mohawk? Nope. No mohawk. He's meant to be a very classy looking, a gentleman. Oddly enough. Let's add in. Let's bring it back. Let's get a bit of definition going so he's not too flat. He looks like a rabbit now. Maybe he's a rabbit and that insists he's a hat and insists he's a cat. He does look very rabbity though. Now I think we're going to stick with cat. I think that makes more sense. Because I'll merge that down. But we will need to tweak the ears. It's the ears that's throwing him off. Let's see. Not sure what we'll do with them though. Maybe also the face too round. Nah, we'll leave it for now. I don't feel like messing with the ears. It's gonna be difficult because he's so small. Yeah, he's gonna need probably a good bit of details. So it's gonna be tricky. He needs more of a neck while he's breading right now. I might need to lower the head a bit. Maybe a less than happy. In fact, I don't think he's happy enough. That's his whole thing is he's very whimsical. Oh, maybe we have him face frontwards towards the camera. Let's see. Are we trying to make him creepy? Yes, a little creepy. Not really creepy, but like yes. He's very mysterious, a little creepy. The idea being that he's supposed his look as he looks at you is supposed to be a little unsettling for the player. I want the player when the player sees, I want them to be like, something here is not right. It looks like he's looking a little too far back though. I have to figure out that. I don't think that's the answer. Maybe if we bring this up a bit. Shrek-like ears? No. Get rid of the hair thing at the top and give him a little fedora. Nope, it's going to be a top hat. I'm here for the stream. Welcome to the stream, Azul. Maybe eyes are just a little too far apart. Maybe. Actually, that's probably a good point. And then what if I'm going to first try to pull this way first. See what that looks like. Maybe widen it then. Oops. I like it. Hey, just a heads up, Mad Catter is the name of the Cap Cafe. Yeah, we'll probably change the name. I'll have to look into all that trademark and that kind of stuff. The hair's off because his cat hair is much higher than we imagine him to be. Probably a good point. I was tweaking that, and I agree with you. Forgot about it there. So yeah, not there. Maybe two whole pixels down. I really had that off then, didn't I? I'm thinking maybe we expand this out a bit as well. Maybe a little too low. It's a slime. No, he's not a slime boy. He's a cat that's breeding. He's mad. He installs both the virus and antivirus at the same time. Let's see. Much better. Thank you. I agree. Thank you for the suggestion. Who said it? Oh no, I regret my suggestion immediately. I'm good at making people regret their suggestions to me. That's how we got the fun button. Does he need little paws just sticking out? Maybe. Maybe. We can try it out. I like the breading though when it's like just absolute just breading. But the paws could be cute. Kind of looks like a sphinx now though. What if? He needs a tail. Yes, that was what I was working on. I'm going to do that in just a second. I'm wanting to get the base well done right, and then we can give him a tail afterwards. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that because I think I'm happy with the base. What do y'all think of that? Let me bring that. No. A bit of shadow there, maybe. I'm terrified and unsure how to feel, so I guess it's perfect. That's the idea. You're supposed to feel. I mean, hopefully more unsettled than terrified, but he's supposed to make you feel uneasy. Feel like he's staring at his soul. That's the idea. That's the thing, Anthony. That's why it's so creepy. It's because he's the only character that's front facing, and I'm like he's probably going to break the fourth wall and everything else like that too. Needs a nose. I don't think so, but we could try it. Nah, I don't think that's it. What do y'all think, though? I kind of like the nose. No. What if I did this? Mixed feeling on the. Yeah, I don't think I'm too keen on it. That might work. A little bit of extra definition. What's his role in the game? He is going to be a party member. He's one of the mage party members. He's going to have some story roles, but I'm keeping that hush-hush for the moment. And that tap hat needs to change too. Let's go ahead and throw this color on a bit. Just to sort of lay it out. But that's also not going to be the color that we use for the hat. And he's not always going to be breading like this. We're just sort of getting his idea down, like his color scheme, his personality, that kind of thing. Much better, thank you. Well, so what are we much better in? His no nose, only monocle. Let's try a monocle. I don't know that we'll do it, but it will be funny to try. But no, I don't think we're going to do it. Are you going to add whiskers? Oh, add whiskers is a good idea. Let's use this color here. It might be a little too much detail, but we can absolutely try it. And I also like how the simplicity, something I'm trying to go for specifically, is the simplicity in this design. And I think the simplicity also makes it a little unsettling. So yeah, I think we're going to know what the whiskers. We're going to keep it simple and to the point, I think. He looks nice, so thank you. But like I said, it's not going to be his full, complete page. He's probably going to be animated a lot. Probably going to have a lot of animations, I would imagine. But he's going to be, he's going to be an interesting character. I'm very excited to see where he goes. Where are we at? Try putting a small nose right above the mouth. Other than that, looks great. Well, let's try. Oh, somebody suggested a different colored nose. Let's try. See, I'm not really feeling the nose. What if? It reminds me of. There's a character it reminds me of. I don't know the name of it though, or what game it is. But I'm not feeling it. I don't think. I really like the blank face that he's doing. Like the very smooth, flat face. I think it's very unsettling. Next look up bear. It's very bear-like, yes. The character that's on the tip of my tongue is the bear. Let's see, where are we at? Wait, is that a hat? It is a hat. It's not a full hat. It's not what the hat's going to look like at the end. But it's the hat that we have for now. So yes. I think that is going to do it for now. We drew these characters. They're like I said, they're both not finished. These are concepts, but we have the best friend character here, along with the Mad Catter. So yeah, best friend still needs a lot of work on the shaping and the cape and the colors. It's all very placeholder, but the idea is to sort of get the concept down. I might do something more with the hair later. Good progress today, boys. Thank you. Well, yeah, thank y'all. That really helps out a lot. I appreciate it. That's what I like about these streams. Y'all really good for ideas. This game wouldn't be half as good as it is without y'all, in my opinion. So I appreciate that. I do ever so greatly. Yes. We're going to. I have to give the best friend some other stuff. Tweak her outfit more. Put a lot more work into the outfit, but yet at the same time keep it the simple style that I have currently, which is going to be tricky. I think. You only improve on ideas. You don't make good ones. Well, that's. I mean, it's the back and forth that really helps. Uh, that cat's eyes 1 pixel down might look like more like a cat. Let's try that before we go. 1 pixel down. Oops, are you not moving? Ooh, maybe. Oh, I like it. I like it. What do y'all think of that? 1 pixel can change the world. I feel like that needs to be a quote. That looks. I like it. I think that's really cool. Yeah, that's a really cool suggestion. Thank you for that one. So yeah, that's we're gonna call it there. Thank you, Dereku, for the generous donations. You as well, Mike. And y'all take it easy.